the suspended breath. This is something I like to talk about. I don't know how many of you I've talked about this with, so I'm just going to explain it the first time for some of you, second time for others. If it needs clarification, which I'm sure it will, let's talk about it in your lesson. But here is just a place for you to come back to remind yourself. Okay, so you know how when we jump into a pool, we hold our breath, we go, and then we jump, right? So you're holding your breath. Same thing, different way of explaining it. Weightlifters at the gym who are obnoxious, who go, right? They're using their glottis to close and holding all that pressure down. Okay, this is a lot of tension that we do not want in singing. Makes sense, right? So when we inhale, there's a way, if you inhale, to suspend that breath without closing it off, not without going, can you hear that in the video? You hear I'm capping it? We don't need to do that. In singing, we can inhale, keep the throat open, and suspend it. So try it a couple of times. I could be letting the air out, but I'm not, because I'm choosing to suspend it, not to hold it. Granted, I'm not strangling that. I'm not strangling that breath. I'm suspending it inside my body, because the body works like a vacuum, and we don't need a top on it. All we need to do is to hold our diaphragm down and not let it pop back up, which will just whoosh, let all the air that the lungs have gathered just go right away, like a balloon. It just goes away unless you hold it. So we are trying to hold it by gathering our lowest core muscles and our pelvic diaphragm to just hold that diaphragm in place while we sing, 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 and then we release. All the air can go because we don't care anymore. Then we'll inhale again, suspend it, sing, and only use the air we want, not just let all of it go, right? So this is a concept that we will be working with forever. It'll take time. One thing that we can practice that I've said to some of you is a way to sort of think about it and feel it, hopefully. Now, all of you won't feel this right away the first time you try it, but here's an exercise to try it. Take a deep inhale. Suspend it. Make sure your throat is open. There's no closure. There's no hood. None of that. It's just open. Suspend it. Suspend it. Now, see what happens if you let go of whatever you can sense of your pelvic floor, your lower abdominal wall, your abdominals in general. Let them go. See what happens to the breath. Try it. Inhale, inhale. When you feel like you're really suspended and the air's just in the body and it's not held, it's open, open, open. Now, release your pelvic floor, release your abdominal wall, release whatever below the belly button you feel like you can just go release, release, release. If you were able to feel that, you would have noticed that once you released your pelvic floor, your abdominal wall, any lower abdominal action you had going on that was helping you suspend that breath, once you released that, the air left. It just like petered out. If that's what you noticed, that's what I was trying to get at. If not, you can try again later. These are subtle, 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 subtle feelings within the body, so deep within the body that it does take a long time to sort of feel them. But what I'm getting at here is that feeling, before you released it, that held feeling at the core of your being, that's what we need to engage when we sing. That's what's called a low breath. That's what we want to hold on to let us sing, 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 sing for pages and pages with a nice, steady, relaxed tone that doesn't feel or sound like it's filled with air. Ha, 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 ha. Those are the two differences of holding that air in by engaging the pelvic floor and by not. Okay.